All right, so welcome back to the channel. I am a little bit late to the table on this. So this happened on Friday. Now it is Monday-ish. So probably by the time you're watching it, it'll probably be the Tuesday. So now the thing is that a big event happened within Edmonton and the car community on Friday, and that was they shut UC down. So United Cycle, that's the place where all the car meets took place in Edmonton. For those of you guys who are watching who aren't from Edmonton, there's your answer. So I'm gonna be talking about two things per se. Obviously, like my kind of comments and thoughts on UC getting shut down, and then also why I stopped going to car meets. So throughout this video, I'm gonna showcase a bunch of photos that I'd taken throughout the time at like all the car meets that I'd gone to at UC, and so you can see some cool stuff that I had, that some of the local builds from Edmonton. Maybe if you're watching and you're like, hey, maybe that's my car, let me know down in the comments, and if you recognize some of the builds and stuff like that. But with that out of the way, obviously some people would probably want to know what I'm wearing. Wrist check. So that's my Vostok Amphibia, and I really like it. So if you haven't seen my video of me unboxing it and obviously sizing the bracelet, you can go check those. I'll put links down in the description for you guys, and you can check them out. So now, first of all, UC getting shut down. They've been talking about doing this for years because everybody been a bunch of idiots. Not everybody, sorry, a large portion of that. But what they did is they shut it down because obviously the crazy littering, the burnouts, and all the other shenanigans that went along with that. So they shut it down and they finally put up barricades, which I was like, oh boy, they actually mean business this time. So the EPS, Edmonton Police Service, those wonderful people, traffic division, don't like traffic division, they put up barricades, and that was that. So car community has to find a different place. Now UC, a lot of people were like, oh, we could go somewhere else. And first of all, UC was a great location because it's a centralized area in Edmonton. Like, it was very central to a lot of people. And I saw this coming a mile away from the car community. I saw this coming a mile away, and they were just being really extremely disrespectful with the property. They were throwing out all their garbage all over the place, doing burnouts and all stuff. So like, I want to focus on the two, I would say the two cardinal sins, which one, obviously throwing your trash around, littering, not caring about the environment that you're in. So the burnouts as well. I'm gonna lump the burnouts in with that, and then also just other shenanigans in general. What I mean by that is like disrespectful behavior that's not just littering. Okay, so how we're treating the property versus how we're using the property. So how we're treating the property, how people were treating the property is they were just throwing garbage around, littering everywhere, and that was really terrible in my opinion. So first of all, not just terrible because it's bad for the environment, obviously, but it's bad because it shows you don't respect the place that you're using. So I'm a teacher, and that's my normal job. And if I were to go into a classroom, right, if I've had classrooms and kids just leave garbage all over the place, they don't respect the classroom. They don't respect the authority of the classroom as well. They don't respect the classroom itself. They don't respect the school, and that's why they just throw the garbage everywhere. They don't care about how it's treated. And the same thing is when you go to a movie theater. The next time you go to a movie theater, when they open back up, just sit after the credits, just kind of wait there, chill, play on your phone anyways. You're not really going anywhere, probably not. And just wait until kind of most people have filed out, when they kind of turn the lights back on, and look around and see how much garbage is around. Just take a look. Just poof, it's everywhere. And those people are the kind of people that we had at UC, throwing their garbage everywhere, and it's just so disrespectful. Stop doing it. Stop being so disrespectful and throwing garbage around, leaving tire marks everywhere in the parking lot. Stop doing that. Your proverbial dick measuring competition with you doing burnouts and other stupid stuff is not good, which leads me to the other things, the shenanigans. So first of all, peeling out, doing 100 and something down the road in a 60 zone or 50 zone, not a good idea. When that area becomes a hot spot for, I would say, first of all, speeding, illegal activity, doing burnouts, revving the snot out of your engines, doing weird shenanigans as a proverbial dick measuring competition is not good. And then having fights break out, or just making a ton of noise and being rowdy in general, not the best thing to do. I'm not saying you have to be quiet, but I'm saying you can be respectful and not leave tire marks and not throw your garbage and not do other shenanigans where the cops always have to get called. So with like, and the thing is until those behavior points change, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter. You're like, oh, I'm just going to go somewhere else. It doesn't matter where you go. Nothing's going to change, or it might change for a little bit. And all of a sudden you're going to be back to the same old doing dumb stuff. So it's not good. Change the behavior, then you won't have to move. You blew it once with this location, so change the behavior and we won't have the same problem. Okay, so that's all on there. Now I'm going to talk to you about why I stopped going to car meets. So in conjunction with all the garbage and people, the shenanigans and the cops getting always called, I stopped going because like if cops are always there, I don't want to get tickets for obviously be like, oh, you're not doing anything. Yeah, but like, you know, like modified exhaust, modified Hondas, especially with Project Tensor going around right now. So if you don't know what that is, go look it up. Right now, I don't want to be going, but when you're always having cop cars getting called there, the likelihood that, you know, they're going to start ticketing you for safety violations and other stuff is going to be higher. I don't want to be in an area where there's constant scrutiny. I just don't want to be a part of that, because the last thing I want to have to do is watch something happen and I have to do a bunch of witness statements and blah, 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 like that. I just don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to have to be witnessing to a bunch of accidents or stuff like that. So now there's that. And I just don't want to be associating with crowds that do dumb stuff. Now, another thing was I had an ex-girlfriend for 2 years, and don't worry, there's a reason for this. I'm telling you about this, who really, really hated my hobby of cars and didn't respect it, said it was a waste of money, and was very micromanaging in how I spent my time and how I spent my money, especially when it came to vehicles. And this was quite a while ago, but I couldn't go out, I couldn't really hang out, and I couldn't spend my money on my car or do things, so it felt very like I was, you know, confined. So right on the kind of heel of that, or the tail end, sorry, of that relationship, which was a few years ago by now, was the whole shenanigans when people started trying to shut down UC. So and what ended up happening was I came back, I had gone to a couple, and I was like, I can't really go to a lot of car meets because, well, I don't know where they are going, and I'm afraid of the cops always showing up and kicking us out and doing this and doing that. And I'm like, it's a hot spot for activity. And I was just like, I don't know. But the thing is like what I really like going forward in the future, and what I've done this year, which was actually a lot of fun, was just getting together with a few friends and just kind of checking out your builds, you know, hanging out with the people where you can keep people accountable. So that's what my focus is probably moving forward, is at a place where we can keep people accountable. Because if you can't keep people accountable for their actions, then it's really hard to have a good sense of community. And then also just because the behavior patterns won't ever change if it gets too big, and then you can't, I would say, self-police or self-regulate what's going on in the community. So those are my thoughts on that. And that kind of explains why I haven't been going. And then also in the future, what do I plan on doing is just I plan on just hanging out with a few friends, going to some smaller things, just with a smaller crew who's actually really respectful of the area, because I think that's more important. And yeah, so, but the thing is I actually want to hear about what you guys think. What have been your experiences? What are your thoughts about this whole thing? And what do you plan on doing in the future? And for the car community in general. But anyways, obviously, if you do like the content, make sure to drop a like. Obviously, subscribe to see more awesome stuff in the future. I will be talking more about my Prelude in the future because I've gotten that kind of up and running, which is great. With that out of the way, I'm going to leave it off there. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you guys. So take care and have a fantastic day.